Hello to everybody out there. It's time for me to do another video. Got some stuff on my mind I gotta tell you. A lot of you know I'm going through cancer right now. This thing on my neck, lymphoma, mantle cell lymphoma. But you know what? It ain't gonna get me down. Ain't nothing gonna bring me down. I'm gonna get rid of this damn thing no matter what. It's the last fucking thing I do in this world. I'm gonna get rid of this and I'm carrying on. I'm gonna live to be 150 years old. And if you don't believe me, I laugh at you. I laugh in your face, man. This is nothing. Like, I'm a vegan, and that's the reason I'm gonna live to be 150, because I don't do any bad habits. The only reason I got this right here is because my tonsils were inflamed, and that's when this showed up. When I got tonsillitis, and then this showed up, and then I was eating a lot of salt, and that didn't do it good either. So I don't eat salt anymore. So I fucked up eating salt, bad. Don't eat salt. Don't eat sodium. None of it. It comes naturally in food. You get natural sodium from rice. I just ate some wild rice with white rice and nutritional yeast and beans. I had beans, pineapple, avocado with apple cider vinegar, lemons, pomegranate. And now I'm getting ready to eat some tofu soup with soup with tofu in it and mushrooms and bean sprouts. What else does it got? Tomatoes. It's right here. Take a look at this. It's the most beautiful soup. It tastes so darn good. I got turmeric in it. Right there. It's a nice bowl of soup. Nice bowl of soup right there. That's vegan. All the way vegan with nutritional yeast on the top to give it a cheesy flavor. It's got mushrooms in it, onions, bean sprouts, tomatoes, beans, green beans, fresh green beans, all organic. All of that with turmeric, garlic, pepper, chili powder, and curry powder, all mixed in there together and boiled for an hour. Boil it for an hour. And all that stuff, even celery, it's got a little celery blended in there too. Oh, it's got cauliflower in it too. There's so many things I put in it. It's so good I can hardly remember how many good things I put in it. Cauliflower, all those things I mentioned, I put in that, and it tastes so dang good. And that firm tofu soaks up all that flavor, and it's just the best soup ever, ever. I'm not kidding. So good. Mmm. Peppers too. I forgot to tell you, peppers. There's a pepper right there. That's orange pepper. Mmm. Mmm. Melts in your mouth. Mmm. 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 This is so delicious. I can't stop eating it. It's so good. My brother turned me on to this. Mmm. I got me a couple of vegan cookbooks. And gave me some new ideas with tofu. And tofu is really good. See, there's a chunk of tofu right there. See that big old chunk of tofu on the top? With all those bean sprouts hanging off of it? Those bean sprouts and all this juice. Mmm. Oh, it's like turmeric and curry and garlic. There's green bean and tomato right there. And mushroom. Oh. Mmm. I'll eat it all night. Mmm. 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 I'll continue that in a little while. I'm gonna let you know what a man I am. See this thing in my chest? Remember the last video I showed you with the Metaport? There it is right there. Look at that sucker. Look at that. They implanted that in my chest with this cord going right here to my vena cava vein. It's a huge vein, I said, about that big around. And this cord right here on the top is connected right into that vein. And that's what they're going to give me my chemotherapy through. And if chemo don't take care of this, and immunotherapy don't take care of this, I'm going to get a surgeon who will. A surgeon to cut this motherfucker out of me. And it's gone. It's going to be gone, and I'm going to be just fine. Back to my buff self. I even worked out tonight. Hard, too. Had a good goddamn workout, but I didn't do push-ups because I didn't want to mess with this. And I just took a nice hot bath, and I'm feeling really damn good on this flat earth. I'm here to talk about my cancer. I'm here to talk about this Metaport that they put here. See that bulge sticking out there? It takes a real man or a woman to carry one of these and to go through this shit. Okay? You got to man up in this life. Look at that. Don't complain about your problems. You ain't got no problems at all. Put this thing on your neck and this in your chest and see how you like it. And just see how your problems disappear. All your little daily problems that you have are going to disappear. Fucking appear. Because they ain't nothing compared to what I'm going through. All right? It's a lot. Okay? You can feel this motherfucker in your neck. Okay? And sometimes you just want to go get a gun and shoot yourself in the head just to get away from it. Okay? It's that bad, but I'm not going to do that. I'm alive and I'm well. And I'm going to make it to the Aurora Borealis and I'm going to make it out of here someday. Back to the big trees. All mountains are giant petrified tree stumps. Don't you forget that. All the mountains and all the dirt and everything and the rocks you see are all made from big trees that used to be here. They're all petrified trees. Everything, crystals, everything, every rock you see, everything you think is granite, everything you think is a rock or a pebble or a stone, a crystal, all that shit comes from the trees and the fruits from those trees. That's what the crystals come from the inside of those fruits, and the sap comes from those crystals come from the sap of those trees, and that's what those trees were huge. I even dreamed about them last night. I have dreams about them all the time, but I had a dream last night that I was high above this place, and this top of this place. It was the best dream I've ever had. Really beautiful, and I'm sitting up there floating on top of this weird structure building, and it's like I could fall through it, but I wasn't falling through it. And all of a sudden, I looked over, and there was these trees, these massive trees. I mean, maybe 5,000 feet high. Okay, they were big, they were high, big trees. You don't see anything like these around here. These were huge trees, and there was a bunch of different kind of birds that I've never seen before, all over the top of it, doing some sort of dance. They were just all fluttering above them, and I was laying there looking at them on this thing, looking at them, going, "Oh my God, it's so beautiful." These birds and the trees. I looked at it, I was like, "Where am I?" And I just wanted to stay there forever. I can't. I've been thinking about it all day today. I can't get that dream out of my head. How beautiful the place was, and how free I felt. It wasn't here at all. Well, I was not here, and it's where we come from. I'm telling you, it's where we come from. These big trees, and I was dreaming about them. I have dreams about them all the time. Well, not all the time, but when I do, it's every so often, once every 6 months or a year, and I really cherish it. Sometimes it's sooner than that, but I did last night. I had one, and then I went from that to this canopy on top of this huge canopy I was on, where I was almost falling through it, but I wasn't. It's kind of floating on it, and then I just looked up those big trees and those thousands of birds on the top of it doing some sort of dance, and just they were just fluttering above it, and it was so beautiful because I'd never seen these birds before, the type of bird that they were, and the trees were huge, big trees, and I was like, what am I doing up here, And then I came from there onto this place where there was like water flowing. It was water flowing and like statues, like Greek-looking statues everywhere, like just the statues. I can't remember. It was not Greek, but just I don't know where this place was, but I was in some warm pool and I'm swimming, and there's animals around me and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, like it was so beautiful. I was still up in the air, thousands of feet up in the air, and I was like just floating in this place. I might have been in the trees. I was probably in the trees. That's where I was. I just didn't know that they were below me. I was probably lofting in some big trees, and there was some wonderful swimming pool there, like a pool of water that I could swim in, and it was beautiful, beautiful. Statues around me and ornate statues, and it was just a beautiful place. And I was like, where am I? I want to stay here forever. I really did. I didn't want to come back. I woke up. I was like, no, don't put me back. I want to go back to where I was at in my dreams. So these beautiful trees with these birds and these animals. I'm just telling you, that's where we come from. We're on this flat Earth. The Earth is flat and infinite. It goes on forever, flat and infinite. And it used to be covered in big, huge, huge trees. Okay, miles high, 20-mile high willow tree, 10-mile high trees, 20 miles high. They went all the way up into the firmament. The water above us is the firmament, and there's a big sheet of water that goes above us, and it's infinite too. And I'm sure above that is more trees and more dirt and more trees, and it just keeps going, probably levels and levels and levels. That's all we're on here. We're in between trees and earth and fire and air, the elements: earth, fire, water, and air, and spirit. We're all of those things, but we're also spirit. We're ether. And so that's what the dreams I was having last night. That's ether. That's spirit. When you die, you don't die. You go into your dreams. You go to dreamland. DMT. The North Pole holds the DMT tree. Mount Meru was a big DMT tree, a big mimosa tree, a pink mimosa, and that's why that's why people smoke the mimosa root to do DMT. That's what DMT is. When you smoke DMT, you're smoking the mimosa root from the mimosa tree, and that's what is at the North Pole. That's what they chop down. That's what they celebrate Christmas is. When they celebrate Christmas, you're celebrating the chopping down of the tree of life at the North Pole. Why are you chopping a tree down at the North Pole and celebrating it every year? Okay? And Santa means Satan. You're worshiping them, the Satanists that run this world. Okay? So yeah, I'm talking about cancer, but I'm also talking about veganism, and I'm talking about everything, and flipping in flat Earth on you too, because that's what it's all about, baby. I'm never gonna stop talking about the truth. And the Earth is flat. Jet fuel is a hoax. Gorillas are humans in monkey suits. Zebras are painted horses. Okay, wake up. Everything you see around you is fake. Okay, they've recreated everything, and they're trying to fool you with everything out there is fooling you. It's all an illusion to keep you distracted from the truth, that you used to live in these big trees, and you used to be free and be able to just make a home right inside of the branch of one of these trees, and like I was atop these beautiful trees with the animals, and you had it made, okay, and now you're in hell, okay. So don't think you're in a good place now. That's why what's so important about flat Earth, because you had it made before. Now you don't got it made at all. You're eating poisonous foods. You're dying from cancers like me. This is from salt. Salt doesn't come from these trees. This is from fucking the foods that we eat. That's why I don't eat salt anymore. And we're poisoned. Okay, the chemtrails they put in the air poisoning you. They got plastic in that, and barium and aluminum and plastic. They said that you breathe about a credit card's worth of plastic every week. That you got so much plastic going through you can make a credit card. Okay, that's how much plastic we got going through us. Okay, because of the chemtrails in the sky. That's called geoengineering. If you didn't know that, wake up on that. Okay, you need to wake up on a lot of stuff because you don't know nothing. And I'm here to tell you the truth because you don't know nothing. You know nothing of truth. None of you do. Okay, there's a few of you that do, but I'm the real biggest truther on YouTube. I'm giving you straight out all the answers you ever wanted. Jim Lotus can tell you that. Okay, I just happen to have all that because I've researched everything for over 10 years. I've been researching this, and I was one of the first flat earthers out there. The first one spreading this truth. I was doing it the first. I was right on the front lines with Eric Dubé. I saw Eric Dubé's videos and everybody, and I was putting it out, and I was like, this has got to be something to this. And I studied it for about 3 months, and I was like, it's definitely flat. So you just, the only reason you don't know the Earth's flat because you're not studying it. You're not researching it. You need to research if you really care, because you had it made before they made you a slave and enslaved you on this flat Earth. You had it made in those trees, and you had a home in those trees, and you had families in those trees, and you were able to roam and do what you wanted, and nobody could bother you. You didn't even have to speak. It was like in the movie Avatar. We didn't even speak. Just the animals would come up to you, and we all went to the Tree of Souls at the North Pole, and we all fed and chanted around this big, beautiful tree. We ate mushrooms and smoked weed and did whatever. We didn't have to smoke weed, but we could eat weed and eat mushrooms and did things that were healthy for us. And you lived forever. You lived forever. You didn't die. The only reason you're dying now is because they're poisoning you. Everything you're dying from is from the poisons that they're feeding you. Everything's caused from the food, cancers, cigarettes, alcohol. Everything is from bad habits that you do that the government shoved on you and tried to trick you into eating meat, eating sugar. All that stuff's a trick. They're tricking you into. Why would you eat a dead animal? Why would you kill something and eat it? Because first you're killing something and then you're eating it. What the hell's wrong with you? Wake up. And you think this place is normal? You're not normal. You're a fucking psychomaniac, animal killing, eating murderer. You're a murderer and a cannibal on top of it. And you think you're normal? You're not normal. I'm the only one that's normal here. Okay? I'm trying to teach you this. I'm teaching you, and you better listen because I'm telling you. I'm telling you the truth. There's no debate here. Everything I'm telling you is the fucking truth. There ain't no debate. You don't debate truth. Truth is the truth. I'm here to tell you. I'm debating it. This is no debate. Water's way level, the sea is level. That's why the earth is flat, because they know the water's level. It's sea level. It's not sea curve. You're on a flat earth, and this is just the beginning of the truth that I can tell you. But that's, there's the transgender agenda. There's a bunch of agendas that they've got going to keep you lost and confused. And you need to wake up. And I'm here to wake you up. Flat power. Truth power. I love you all. Infinite love to everybody.